Hey girl, hey, we are back with another guy talk in the car, as you can see, and sis, it's hot. I'm sweating, so I'm gonna try to make this quick. But I just wanted to come on here and remind you that God is not a broke boy, period. And this is something that I oftentimes, like every day, have to remind myself of, because there are times, there are seasons, even up until today, I forget who my provider is. I forget who my waymaker is. And as someone that has been a freelancer for a little bit over 3 years now, if you saw my very first God Talk video, then you know a little bit of my story. Your girl had a corporate level job, the company went bankrupt, and I have been freelancing ever since then. But in that video, I talked about how though I knew God was my provider and I knew God was my source, I was also very dependent on my job. I was dependent on my check coming every 2 weeks. I was dependent on my benefits and all the things that came with that job, and forgetting sometimes that God is my source. God is my provider. God is my waymaker. God is my door opener. So this is just a reminder that anything that we have and everything that we have comes from God. These jobs, these companies, or whatever it is that we depend on to make our ends meet every month, every day, that is simply because God has blessed us. It is not the company. It is not the job. It is not that person. It is not this person. It is literally God blessing us through the job. It is literally God blessing us through that person. And especially today with the gas prices, especially today with inflation, especially today with everything going on in the world, girl, God is not worried about that. There is no shortage in the kingdom of God. There is no shortage in all the blessings that God has for his children who rely on him and who are determined to trust in him, regardless of what we see, regardless of what we have or don't have, regardless of how tight it may be. God is our provider. God is not worried. God is not tripping. Therefore, as his children, as people who believe in him and trust in him and who rely on him and who understand who blesses us and who keeps us, we should not live a worried life. We should not live a life that is stressed and worried about how the bills are going to be paid and how ends are going to meet. And I know we don't like to get on Instagram and say things are tight, but let me tell you something, sis. I can tell you when I did not know who, what, where, when, or how God was going to do it. There has never been a single month. There has never been a single bill to this day that God has not provided for me. And when I say a single, baby, I'm talking about bills was paid before the due date. Every month. Okay, so this is just my testimony to bless somebody else and to continue to encourage myself. God is our provider. God is our waymaker. God is our door opener. And God is not a broke boy. And let's be reminded not to treat him as such.